You mean to tell me in 2 football weeks we killed 2 opening drives with turnovers? Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. Listen, man, I already know what a lot of y'all about to say too, but Voch, it's just the preseason. I understand it's the preseason, but we're not looking for player versus player beatings. You know what I mean? Like, of course we like clear W's. Of course we want to whoop the shit out of the Cardinals. We played on week 16, and if they gonna run that offensive line out week 16, they're gonna be in trouble. But I'm not looking for the player on player interactions. That's for later on down the line. What's most important to me is mindset, things that we're doing. I'm looking for alignments. I'm looking for, how certain guys are playing individually, not their one-on-one matchups. For example, we could take a look at this play where Keanu Neal impressed me twice in this game. I'm going to show you both these plays, right? We got Keanu Neal right here, right? And just the idea that we're one team tackling, because I think we've gotten better as a tackling football team. So let me just kind of give us some props on that. I want to say that we got better at team tackling, but 2, while we're team tackling, hey, let's go for the football while we're doing it. OK, it's something that we couldn't do last year. 1, because we were horrible tacklers. But hey, man, look, if one guy going to tackle, man, look, the second guy come in, look, grab an arm or something, and let's get that football out. Keanu Neal was the first one to the play, and he ultimately got the football up. But Parsons, who's always around the football, ended up being a pretty good help guy on that play to get the turnover. And I love every minute of it. Now, here's something that I think is interesting, right? Like, we released the linebackers out in, different groups of whatever, right? So the first half, it was the first 4 guys, right? It was Jalen, Van Der Esch, Neal, and Parsons. And the second half, that's when we saw more of Cox and the other guys, Gifford and those guys, right? But we didn't see a whole bunch of Jalen in general, and I don't think that Jalen is a part of the protected player plan, because we saw Jalen like later in the second quarter too. You know what I mean? I'm not saying who comes out first is important. What I am saying is that I think the combination of guys that we see, how much we see them, and the down and distance in which we see them are important. We saw a lot of Micah, Parsons, and Van Der Esch on passing downs. Other things on passing downs we saw was Micah pass rushing. Then we saw Van Der Esch and Neal together. And we saw Jalen here and there, but we didn't see Jalen too much. I want us to keep eyes on that. In this particular situation, I think it's important that we're 2nd and 1 right now, so that's 2nd and short. And then we got Parsons and Neal as the linebackers here, right? And Keanu Neal, like, he was always known as come downhill, physical, thumper, safety, kind of dude. So, of course, if he puts on 30 pounds, he's going to be physically, thumpery, linebacker kind of dude, right? He's not built like a little bitty guy no more, and he still don't mind risking that CTE for the greater good. And I think this is important because we have an idea of who the D line is going to be on these short yard plays. We know that Bohanna, Justin, and maybe Brent's going to get in there as well. But if we're looking at a situation where, okay, what linebackers are going to be like mostly run game guys? Look, Keanu Neal got better in pass coverage or whatever, but he puts the nipple on the titty on these run plays. And these short plays, I expect him to be more involved. I saw an interesting play from Parsons, which in my mind, it's more indication that he's going to be on the field a little bit more. We always talk about guys having problems with mental processing. We know that Jalen is a mental processing guy. We know that Micah's going to have his issues with it as well. But this is the interesting thing about Micah Parsons right here. I'm going to put the indicator on the screen so you see where he's at. You don't need And let me just take that back because I don't even want to say nothing egregiously horrible like that. I was about to say you don't need great player recognition when you could do this. All linebackers need great play recognition, great mental processing. But when you could do things like this, when you're wrong, it helps. I'm not saying Parsons is wrong or late right here, but I'm saying that when that D-line thing comes out of Parsons, it's okay if he does end up on blocks sometimes, you know. I kind of got a lot of hate from my Van Der Esch video, you know, early when I did. I was like, hey, man, Van Der Esch got a problem getting off blocks. So in my mind, Van Der Esch is only like a will linebacker to me. Well, this gives us an indication that Parsons can do some will things if he wants to, but he definitely has a role on this team as Sam linebacker and at one day, Mike linebacker. Why? Because if he happens to deal with a block, if the D-line doesn't, do perfectly and somebody gets to the second level to block Parsons, he got some D-line stuff in him to really shed those blocks. I think that was important. Plus, after he sheds the block, he comes downhill to make the tackle. I think all that's impressive. And let's get a war call one time for Dorrance Armstrong being pissed off at us and actually doing something about it. Now, don't get me mistaken. I do think, let's not, be totally unreasonable here. I don't think that Dorrance Armstrong just woke up pissed off. He turned into the Incredible Hulk, rolled up and just started whooping children like he's an elite pass rusher. Now, I don't want to come out here saying that. But what I do think is that Dorrance Armstrong is, just trying to make his case about just some of the little chirping that we've been hearing, and I'm one of the leaders of the people that's trying to kick Dorrance Armstrong off this team simply because I just see Randy back and I see everything get bumped down one time. And, sometimes, Dorrance may be better than Bradley, but Bradley's the younger dude, so he has more time to evolve into the guy that we think he could be. It's not personal. It's just kind of like just a business thing when we're team building. But Dorrance Armstrong put his hands all over these Cardinals kids, all over these tight ends and left and right tackles, both sides. Azur Kamara did well. Rondell Carter did well. Bradley and I got some too. We're going to show some of those plays as well. What I think mostly happened, though, I think this is a backup Cardinals offensive line, but let's not pass that off as it's something that just doesn't matter, because we play the Cardinals in week 17. It's 18 weeks now, so we play those cats at the end of the year. If any of these Cardinals offensive linemen are playing and this is what Dorrance Armstrong is doing to him, then imagine what brother Randy Gregory can do to number 6 if he rolls up against him like that. That's why I'm showing these plays. And one more time right here. Now, I know, there was a lot of caveats and, prefaces when we talked about, Dorrance and how well he did. But I think it's refreshing for us to say something positive about Dorrance. I seen him comment on one of my older YouTube videos. He went back and watched the camp video. But just think about it. That was the last time we said something really good about Dorrance Armstrong, his rookie campaign. I know he's getting better, year by year. He's kind of working on his craft or whatnot, but we've been waiting on strides. Y'all know how we do as a fan base. We've been waiting on them strides, man. So it was actually good to see Dorrance pissed off and doing something about it. So shouts out to that guy. Let's just run this play one more time, man. Let's just run it one more time. Dorrance just picking on these children, man. Can't beat that with a stick, man. And for my final take, I just kind of want to talk about Bradley and I a little bit. I think, first of all, he looked like a player that hadn't played football in a long, long time, but that's very normal. We didn't have preseason last year. Bradley kind of been hurt the last few weeks. So what we saw from Bradley is just, a bunch of raw ass whoop on his level, right? And the one thing that I can appreciate is, for one, you could tell that he's had the magical off-season peanut butter that, that just kind of make people a little bigger and stronger in 4 months. And we saw the natural pass rush moves. We saw Bradley's natural kind of bend, his natural awareness, and that natural relentlessness. What Bradley needs to do is turn that natural relentlessness down a little bit, but that comes with time. That comes with polish and just, playing football or whatever. But I like the spin move. I like the aggression. But what we need to do from Bradley is, hey, man, once you get to the quarterback, don't, grab his face mask and put your hands in his throat and put your knees in his nuts. You know what I mean? Like let him live, but make the play if you can. I think that's something good about Bradley and I. Bradley's up top on this play, and once again, we just see the natural pass rush moves. So the good news, but we didn't finish right here, right? We need to see Bradley finish. And towards the end of the game, like, you saw Dorrance Armstrong, you saw Bradley, you saw Rondell Carter just terrorizing the Cardinals quarterbacks or whatever. And that's a good thing for us. So I think what we need to see moving forward from Bradley is just take those raw skills and just kind of tone them down a little bit and just turn it to a more polished, refined pass rusher. Because don't get it mistaken, as much as we talk about Dorrance Armstrong fighting for his spot, I think Bradley's in that same conversation. We know D-Law and Randy are first two up, and I don't think Brent Erb is going to be in the D-end conversation. But after that, you got Dorrance, you got guys like Chauncey that was drafted in the third round. He's been hurt, but I would imagine if you draft a rookie, drafting your rookie from this administration, Chauncey got sponsored, so I imagine he's a guy that's gonna be around or whatever. Then you got Rondell Carter, so it's kind of thick in that D end room. We can use as many guys as we can get, but just by the nature of the D line or whatever, we can't keep anybody. Azur Kamara is having a damn good camp, and a pretty good preseason or whatnot, but it's just the nature of the game, man. So we're going to see these guys compete. So just as much as we need to see Dorrance Armstrong look good, Bradley and I needs to go out and make his plays also. All right, I want to hold y'all too long, man. Y'all follow me on Twitter and all other social media platforms at Voch Lombardi, VOCHLOMBARDI. Y'all hold it down for the Doski Woski, the Peace Whiskey is free. Peace, man.